Hey, what's up everybody? So today I have a deck profile of my first place Scheherazade Control deck for Force of Will Winamax. It was this past Sunday. Now the first side, the ruler side, is Liberator Win, but she flips over to her J-ruler side, which is Scheherazade, which I did in almost every game. Scheherazade is very, very good. When she enters, you look for a card from your main deck and add it to your hand, and you can tap her to draw 2 cards if you have no cards in your hand. So she's really, really good, and she works really well with Sinbad, which I'll get to here in a bit. But, so it's basically a pretty much mono-wind control deck. And so, let's go ahead and get into the deck, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So, we got 3 Elvish Priests. Let's see if I can get that in the... Yeah, maybe I'll just show one. Elvish Priest, he's a 1-drop, taps for a green, 100-400. Super good. Gets mana ramp going, he's super important. Probably one of the best 1-drops to start with, honestly. Then we have Thundercats over here, Familiar of Holy Wind. 1-drop, 2/2. When it enters, you draw a card, and you can pay 1 to sack him and deal 300 to a Resonator. So it's almost like a mini Thunder, so I call them Thundercats. Then we got 4 Heartless Tin, also a little 1-drop dude, 200-200. Whenever an addition is added to a Resonator you control, or an addition is put into your field, it gets a counter, and he gets +3/+3 for each counter. So, homeboy over here gets pretty big. He's usually like the main win condition of the deck. As far as damage-wise, he gets in for a lot of damage. But, we got 2 Flying Carpet. I honestly thought I was playing more than 2, but I found out afterwards that I was only playing 2. So, 1-drop, enter, draw a card, and give somebody flying. So, super nice to give it to a 10-man so you can swing in almost unblockable. Wind Dagger, 1-drop addition. Oh yeah, the Flying Carpet was also an addition, of course. In your draw card, and you can pay it and sack it to deal 300 to a Resonator, so pretty much just like the cat, except it's an addition. Super good. 4 Witch's Dagger. This card is amazing. It gives a creature this ability where you can pay 2 blue, to anything, tap, destroy, arrest a Resonator. Pretty much never did that, but mostly the big thing is tap, sack the Resonator to draw 3. So, lots of draw power in this deck, lots of ways to get through the deck. Counter spells, we got 2 Xeex. We pretty much just use this for counter a summon spell. Has a lot of other nice effects, but mostly just counter a summon spell. And then Absolute Cake Zone. 2-drop, cancel a normal spell. And then if you do control the Gretels, you get to draw a card, which I do play Gretel. But, so, 2 Crucifix. This card is just dumb. So if I can get it up. It's a 2-drop, and if it's a vampire, it's basically a kill spell for vampires, which I never actually played, but mostly you just put this on a 10-man, and the dude can't be attacked or targeted by spells or abilities your opponent controls. So it's super dumb with 10-man, not 10-bad. Sinbad, that's why I said bad here a second ago, but 3 Sinbad, so 2-drop, 600-600. This dude is massive. There we go, let's let my camera focus real quick. Continuous Addition Resonators gain Quick Cast, which is, for anyone who plays Magic, it's like Flash, pretty much. You can play it at any time, which was really important on the day. And then if you draw a card, you can either, you can skip it to, goodness gracious, camera. You can skip drawing a card to do 300 damage to target Resonator, or target Resonator gets +4/+4, or destroy an addition. So basically, all this draw power, you can skip the draws to just do pretty much anything you need at that point in time. Which, and of course, making the additions have quick cast, it allows us to play our like Wind Daggers and whatnot that draws us a card at any time, so we can draw a card at any time and trigger his ability at any time. So he's absolutely like the best card in the deck. One of the best cards in the game, in my opinion. He's so good. He just does everything. Next up, we got 4 Gretel. Also one of the best cards in the game. If you're playing Wind, you're probably playing her. 2-drop, 2/2. When she enters, reveal the top card of your stone deck, and if it's a Windstone, put it into play. So she gets some serious mana ramp going, just like the Elvish Priest. And then 3 Feethsing. I really, really like this chick. She herself has Quick Cast. When she enters, you prevent all damage somebody would do this turn, and she can tap for a mana of any color. Well, sorry, a will of any attribute, using their terminology. I'm used to playing Magic, so I do apologize. And lastly, 4 Stories Told in 1001 Nights. That's This is like one of the best removal spells in the game. It's a 3 green instant. You normally would put a Resonator on top of its owner's deck, but because we use Scheherazade, it removes it from the game and removes all copies of it from the main deck, grave, and hand. So it just completely gets rid of all copies of one creature that you don't like from the game. Super good, one of the best removals, practically the only removal I really need to play. Stones are pretty basic. I mean, I have Feethsing, which is pretty much a stone. See, I forgot to mention, Liberator Wind, at the start of the game you get to stack a stone on top of your deck, and so you pretty much always choose Feethsing because it's the only thing that Gretel can't flip over in the stone deck. So you choose this, you flip it over on your first turn, and then from there Gretels are guaranteed to flip over a stone, get you free mana, and of course, having this, you can pay green and tap it to give somebody pretty much hexproof. They can't be targeted by normal spells for the turn, so I mean, it's really good to have for the protection. But other than that, 4 blue-green stones. You know, my only blue is the Witch's Dagger, more or less, but still, I mean, gotta play him to be able to play the Witch's Daggers and whatever, and then 5 basic Windstones. So, basic little stone deck, and then last we got the sideboard. I sideboarded a 3rd Crucifix just in case of like heavy-duty control decks or something. I really didn't know, so I don't know. I feel like a lot of people are still kind of new to the game, myself included, and so I didn't really know what to do for a sideboard, more or less. So I just kind of slapped cards together, and so that was one of them. But so there you have it. I guess you could technically say if I was fighting vampires, that'd be nice to bring in. I also sideboarded 2 more of each of the counterspells, Cake Zone and Xeex. After the day, I realized I really wish I'd main decked 4 Xeex. I don't know what I would take out for it, but I really wish I'd main decked 4 because it was just super good all day. Boarded into it a lot. Oh my goodness. 3 Portal of Truth. This thing is really good. Like, I was just kind of like, and I was like, might as well sideboard it for some decks or whatever, but it was just beyond my expectations on the day. It's a chance standby, so the way it works, of course, is you pay 2 of any color to set it face down like a trap card from Yu-Gi-Oh! And then trigger any time you destroy a creature whose attack or defense is different from their original printed value. And trust me when I tell you, there are so many creatures in this game that either alter their own attack, or there's so many different stat boosts that can alter them for your opponent. So I boarded into this multiple times on the day, like in multiple rounds and all kinds of stuff. It was super good for me. Then we had 3 Dragonslayers. I expected more Bahamut decks, but didn't happen, so oh well, they were still good against the one that I fought. So, which, yeah. 2-drop Enter Kill a Dragon, which can kill Bahamut himself, which I did. It was hilarious. And then the Resonator that you give it to, if damage would be dealt to him, you prevent 500 of it. So it literally just can't be thundered or anything like that. So, I mean, it's super good against red decks in general, let alone against Bahamut. And then also for mono red decks and stuff like that, Barrier Field. If you would take damage from normal spell, prevent 200 of it. So I had 2 of these out against Bahamut, so their Thunder literally did 100 damage. So they just pretty much threw at the creatures at that point, since they obviously knew they weren't going to burn me out. And then lastly, I had Christie, who flips over to Helsing. I never actually boarded into her. She was mostly just there just in case I fought like Alucard or just whatever that I might think that I needed her. And there was sometimes that I thought I might need her, but I just said, you know what, I'm just going to keep Liberator, because being able to flip over to Scheherazade is just so good. The draw 2 with Sinbad is amazing, and the searching for any card can search for our best removal spell in the game, so pretty much always stuck with her. But I guess if I ever fought Alucard, I'd probably end up boarding into her. I don't know. But, so yeah, there you go. Pretty simple, pretty basic. But, yeah, deck ran great. Changes I would make, like I said, probably try to go for 4 Xeex in the main. Don't know. Maybe take out the Crucifix. I don't know. I'm kind of like iffy about it. But just because a lot of the times, every time I try to slap it on a dude, they'd always chain to try and remove the dude. Like, remove it from the game or just get rid of it. So it wasn't like in theory it looks really cool, but it wasn't actually that great. So I don't know. But yep, there you have it. Thanks for watching, guys. See you later.